Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto Took His Training Seriously. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and stay in tune because today I'm going to be giving you something special. So yeah guys, stay in tune, I'm not going to spoil the surprise yet. And over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by his family, and also a new episode of What If Naruto joined the Akatsuki. So stay in tune for those and enjoy guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the video, go ahead and click that red subscribe button if you enjoy the videos on both channels, Anime King and Anime King 2, and become a part of the Anime King family guys. Thank you for all of your help and your support, and remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. So, to do a bit of recap from the last part, Sarah woke up in the hospital after her match with Sasuke, as she and Sasuke start to fight off the enemy ninjas, as one of the ninjas thought that Sasuke was Sarah's boyfriend, and he said, "Let's go kill the girl and her little boyfriend." Sarah then snapped as she thought that he was talking about Naruto, as she then was enveloped by fire as she unlocked her true bloodline. Back with Naruto, Naruto was facing off against Orochimaru in his four-tailed state with Shizuka and Keiichi, as Orochimaru was finding the battle really difficult. Naruto then charged up a Biju bomb as he fired at Orochimaru. In his four-tailed state, Orochimaru summoned the gates, but the attack blasted right through it. Orochimaru then emerged as he was bruised and battered as he turned into his giant serpent, as Naruto then speed through Hansa and did a summoning jutsu as he summoned a large dragon, and Orochimaru's seven-headed snake was no match for it as the dragon ripped them apart, and Naruto also showed the Rasengan as he slammed it into one of the snake's head. In the end, they won and killed Orochimaru. We then had a time skip as people around the village respected Naruto even more now, knowing that he was the one who defeated Orochimaru, one of the legendary Saiyans, as they respect his strength. Naruto was then called to Sarutobi's office as Shino, Arashi, Shikamaru, and Sara was there, as Sarutobi promoted all of them to tune in. Sarutobi then told Naruto and Sara to stay back, as he must tell them about Sara's new bloodline that she activated. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch your cards to playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. As we were currently in the Hokage's office. "Oh, you mean those golden and silver flames that I use?" Sara said, as she vaguely remembered. "Wow, Sara, you're even cooler now," Naruto said. "Naruto, you of all people must know that great power has a price. The price of using such powerful flames is that you lose." Sarutobi then paused. "You lose?" "Lose what?" Sara asked. "Nothing. You lose something important to you. That's all I'll say," Sarutobi said, as he then dropped the discussion about Sara's holy flames. "Now then, on to a different matter. Naruto, as you see, I am getting too old to protect the village, so I want you and Sara to travel with Jiraiya to look for my new successor," Sarutobi said. "Huh? And who is that?" Sara asked. "Well, you may know her as Senju Tsunade," said Sarutobi. "Oh yeah, Mom told me about her," said Naruto. "She that has the giant chest, am I right?" Naruto asked, as Sarutobi nodded. "And why is that all that you remember about her?" Sara asked. "It's not that. She loves to gamble and is known as a legendary sucker around the gambling place. She has monstrous strength, and she's also the slug Sanin, able to summon the slugs with her summoning contract, and they call her the Slug Princess." Before anyone could say anything, Jiraiya came through the window. "Hey Sarutobi, what's up?" said Jiraiya. "Jiraiya, I want you to take these two on a little field trip." "You want me to look for Tsunade, don't you?" he asked, as Sarutobi nodded. Okay kids, go home, inform your parents, we're leaving tomorrow at dawn, Jiraiya said, as the both of them walked out. So Naruto, what do you think the price is of using the flames? I don't know. All Sarutobi said is that you will lose something important to you, so I suggest that you don't use them until you're in a tough situation, or if those are your last resorts, Naruto said. As Sara nodded. What happened to you? Said Sara. What do you mean? Said Naruto. I mean, how did you get so smart? In the academy, you're a goof. As Naruto tapped his head, a ninja true weapon is deception, he said, with a chuckle. And with that the both of them separated. At Sara's house, Sara entered her clan home, which was a medium-sized compound, enough for at least 100 people, which was relatively small for other clans. Sara was walking when she saw her father, Remy, come on. He was wearing the traditional clothes of the Remy clan, a red hairy with a blue sash around his waist, with the image of the fire god on the clan symbol. As Sara shuddered away when she saw the fire god. Sara, what is wrong? He asked, as he saw the look on her face. I have something to talk to you about, she said, as the both of them walked off to her room. Now then, my young princess, what seemed to be the problem? Come on, ask. Sara gulped as she then said one sentence. I can use the Hygien's fire, Sara said, as her father's eyes turned wide as he rubbed his temple. Why? Why did it have to be you? He said, as Sara looked up. Sara, do you know the cost of using the fire god's power? Come on, ask. Sara shook her head no. I talked to the Hokage after he made me and Naruto Chunin. He said I will lose something important if I use it. Nothing happened this first time because it was my first time using the gold and silver flames, Sara explained. Come on was silent and then he coughed. Sara, the fire god power is very hard to control. Can you explain what happened when you first called upon his power? Come on, ask. As Sara thought about it. Oh, I remember. During the war, some Sand and Stone Shinobis threatened to kill Naruto. And then I just got really mad. Then I felt like my body, it was burning for a while, but then it got back to normal. Then I remember seeing a flash of gold and silver fire, but after that, everything was just a blank. Well, Sara, the cost of using this fire, it is every time you use it, a piece of your will of fire will be going to the fire god, he said. And your will to fight. My will to fight? She asked, as Kamon nodded. As he then spoke, the Remy clan was born into an era that was consumed by flames. We pray to the fire god to protect ourselves from these flames, and he gave us the bloodline to manipulate the flames. However, I was just a young boy doing all of this, and our leader, Remy, Akira, wanted more power, and the fire god answered him and gave him more power to use his flames. However, Akira became so corrupt in using the flames, he used them in every battle. But after each battle, he felt weaker and weaker until he finally lost it, as he didn't have the will to fight anymore, and that was a huge loss to the clan. And he took his own life after that. Sara was in shock when she heard that. She knew a ninja had to fight to protect those that they care about. It is called the will of fire, and if she was to lose that, she wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Her will to fight, her ability to protect those that she loved, all of it will be gone. I see, that is why Naruto said, I must only use it as a last resort, Sara told her father. Come on, smile. Then Naruto is a wise man indeed. Who is this Naruto anyway? Are you talking about the one who saved the Hokage? Uzumaki Naruto? He asked, as Sara nodded, as a grin then came across Kamon's face. Are you two an item? He asked, as Sara blushed heavily and then nodded, as he ruffled his daughter hair. Okay, so when is the wedding? He asked, as Sara blushed again. Dad, she screamed out, as he chuckled. Back at Naruto's house, Naruto was in his room packing for his trip when he heard a knock on his door. As he turned, to see his mother leaning on the door frame. He greeted his mother and then returned to packing. "Are you going somewhere, Naruto?" she asked. Naruto nodded as he zipped up his backpack. "Sara, Jiraiya and me are going on a trip to find Tsunade," Naruto said. Kushina's eyes then widened as she rushed in front of Naruto and gripped his shoulders. "You're going to look for Tsunade Sensei?" she said, with happiness in her eyes. "Yeah, we're going to find your sensei and bring her back to be the next Hokage," Naruto said. Kushina then vanished in an incredible speed as Naruto looked down. It was about 10 seconds as she then arrived with a backpack on her back. "Well, I'm coming as well. Let's go." "Huh?" said Naruto. "Yes, my little fox," she said, as Naruto's eyes twitched. Ever since he explained about being a half fox, she has come up with that nickname for him. "Hey, what do you have against foxes?" the Kyuubi said. "Nothing at all. It's just I hate that name," Naruto said, as he ended the connection with the Kyuubi. "Well, Mom, we don't leave until tomorrow at dawn," he said, as Kushina frowned. "But that is so far from now," she complained with fake anime tears, as Naruto's sweat dropped. Wasn't she supposed to be the mature one, not him? "Well, we will just have to wait. But I know, let's go get some ramen," Naruto said, as his tail was swinging behind him like a happy canine. As Keiichi and Shizuka appear, as the both of them yell ramen. Oh yeah, in the past days that went by, Naruto allowed the Kyuubi to take control and teach Shizuka how to talk human, and now she was an expert at it. "Alright, let's go," Kushina yelled, as the three of them went off to Ichiraku Ramen. The next day at dawn, Jiraiya was waiting at the gate for his travel companions as he then saw movement coming, as he saw them all coming towards him, as they then stopped running as they arrived in front of Jiraiya. "Well, we're here, Pervy Sage. Let's go," Naruto said with his ears twitching. "Well, while on the way, I'll be training you too," he said, gesturing to Sara and Naruto. He then looked at Kushina. "Why are you here?" he asked. "Can't an old student come along to look for her sensei?" Kushina asked. Jiraiya just merely nodded as they left the gates. After a few hours of walking, they stopped for a break to eat. "So, Pervy Sage, what will you be teaching Sara and myself?" Naruto asked, as Jiraiya thought for a bit, but he then got the idea. "Well, since you learn of your heritage, I guess you should learn your father's ultimate technique," Jiraiya said. "You mean the second scroll?" Naruto asked, as he removed it from his bag. Jiraiya nodded. "That jutsu is what made your father famous as a Yellow Flash. The Flying Thunder God Jutsu," Jiraiya said, as Sara was puzzled. Naruto's father, the Yellow Flash? As an image of Minato Namikaze came in her mind, as she compared the two, she then gasped. "Your father is the fourth Hokage?" she said, making Shizuka and Naruto flinch because of their sensitive hearing. Naruto scratched the back of his head as he laughed. "Oh, did I forgot to tell you that? My bad," he said, while Sara was still in shock, but she continued to eat her lunch. "Well, Naruto, after you eat, I will give you your father's special kunai and instructions on how to work the Hiraishin, but you will be teaching yourself how to do it," Jiraiya said, as Kushina gasped. "Jiraiya, how can you do that? My poor baby is too young to be learning by himself," Kushina said in protest. "Mom," Naruto said, as he turned his head from his mother calling him a baby, as Sara giggled as Jiraiya just laughed. "Kushina, the boy needs to learn to do things himself. When he becomes Hokage, he cannot depend on you to help him all the time," said Jiraiya. Kushina became silent after that as they continued eating their lunch. After their lunch, the group packed up and continued their trip. After reaching near to the nearest town, Jiraiya stopped them as he gave Naruto about 30 3-pronged kunai. Naruto took them as he placed them in a weapon pouch, which was quite large. "I will need to get a special sealed pouch for these guys," said Naruto to himself. "Naruto, I won't help you in training for the Hiraishin Jutsu, but listen to me," Jiraiya said as he became serious. "It is never best to force something, and just like the river, it is best to just go with the flow, Jiraiya said, as Naruto nodded sternly. But in his mind, that made absolutely no sense to me, Naruto said, as the group continued to walk. A few hours later, they arrived in a town, a village known for gambling. Jiraiya and the others enter one of the gambling stalls, which was playing a game of dice. As Jiraiya went around, asking if any of them had seen, as he gave them Tsunade description. Jiraiya then said she has a huge chest, as the gambler's eyes widened in realization, but they didn't say a word. If you want information, then you will have to gamble for it, a man with a goatee said. But if you win, I will give you information on the legendary soccer, but if I win, how about you let me have that little redhead over there, the man said, looking at Kushina. The man then felt killer intent as he looked over at Naruto as his sweat dropped. What did you just say? Are you talking about my mother? Naruto said. Alright, I'll take your money, the man said, quickly changing his option. As Jiraiya nodded, as the dice roller took the dice and put them in the cup and shake it, as he then slammed it on the table, as it was a game of odds and even. Jiraiya then looked over at Naruto, as Naruto muttered the words, odds. As Jiraiya muttered, how the hell do you know? Naruto shrugged and told him to go along with it. As the man then said evens and Jiraiya said odds. The dice shaker lifted up the cup revealing a 2 and a 1. It is odds, he said. Wow, I guess you're really lucky kid, said Jiraiya, as he gave Naruto a thumbs up. Now, where can I find Tsunade? Jiraiya asked, as the man then gave them the information on where they can find Tsunade. As they went off the location, while Jiraiya was giggling and looking at Naruto, this kid can make me rich and buy all of the ladies that I want, he said, drooling a bit. When they arrived at the town, alright guys, we will split up. Naruto, you and your pets, find a hotel where we can stay in, just in case we spend the night. I will look for Tsunade, Sara, and Kushina. You guys go get the supplies, understood? Jiraiya said, as they all nodded as they split up. Naruto was walking through the town as he used a genjutsu to disguise Shizuka's tails. They finally made it to a nice looking hotel. The Golden Fox. Pets are welcome. So, what do you think guys? Naruto asked. Shizuka and Keiichi nodded in approval as Naruto grinned. With Sara and Kushina. Sara and Kushina were walking through town looking for something to eat as they finally came across a small dango shop. The two sat down as they got their order of spicy dango. So, how are things going with you and Naruto? Kushina asked, trying to make conversation. Well, things are going pretty well, said Sara with a smile. So you're from the Reme clan, right? Specialized in fire manipulation, Kushina asked. Yep, said Sara. So can you call upon the secret technique that nobody except the former leader, Remiel Akira, could use? Kushina asked. It was then that Sara froze at that question, as Kushina saw that she wasn't comfortable talking about that. So she just played off the matter, and they enjoyed their dango as they then found a shop with supplies. Alright, let's head to the hotel, said Kushina as they walked. As Sara then stopped. Why did you stop? Kushina asked. Well, where is the hotel? Sara asked, as Kushina's sweat dropped. Back with Jiraiya. Jiraiya was searching for Tsunade as a very attractive woman walked by him and gave him a look. Jiraiya grinned as he followed the woman like a lost puppy. Then out of the alleyway, two men stepped out, wearing Akatsuki robes. Well, what do you know? The taller one said. Your plan actually worked. Well, of course it worked. I told you it would, said the shorter man. Well, I did have some doubts, but are you sure the boy is here? Yes, I can feel his chakra signature. It is surprisingly high for someone so young. We are coming for you, Naruto, the shorter one said, as he looked up, revealing his Sharingan. 1 hour later, with Naruto, Naruto yawned as he stretched, as he then looked at his two sleeping pets. As he got up off the bed, he then went over as he looked at his father Kunai. Still doesn't make any sense, Naruto thought. What Jiraiya said to him, as he then heard a knock on the door, as the two sleeping pets woke up at the same time. "What's up, Naruto?" Shizuka said as she yawned. "Did they get back?" Keiyashi asked. "Yeah, they did," said Naruto as he opened the door. Immediately, Naruto jumped back after looking into the eyes of Sharingans. Let's see, Sharingan, black hair, the Konoha headband with a slash through it, Itachi Uchiha, and him, blue skin, short features. "Kisame," said Naruto. They both match the description. "Hello, Naruto," said Itachi. "Itachi and Kisame, is that your name?" Naruto asked. "Yes, I am Kisame," Kisame said. Naruto immediately released the Genjutsu on him and Shizuka, as the two were slightly surprised, seeing Naruto turn into a half fox and a six-tailed fox. "What the hell?" Kisame said, as Itachi just narrowed his eyes. "Okay, Keiyashi," Shizuka. "Fire attacks," Naruto said. Immediately blue and orange flames launched towards both of them. Kisame used his sword to shield him as it burned the bandage off, revealing Samihata, as Itachi just jumped out of the way as he landed gracefully on his feet. Immediately Naruto called on the Kyuubi's chakra as he gained the cloak, and some of the Kyuubi's chakra surrounded his brown tail. In a blinding speed, Naruto slammed his fist right into Samihata as Kisame had brought it up. It pushed Kisame back as he then grumbled, "Alright kid, for that, I'm going to cut off your legs and arms." Kisame then brought down Samihata. Naruto quickly rolled to the side as he slammed his leg inside of Kisame's ribs. As Kisame felt, two of them broke, as Naruto felt movement behind him, as Itachi was about to kick him right in the face. As Itachi was surprised when Naruto grabbed his leg and swing him right into Kisame. As Naruto then flipped back. "Why the hell are you both here? And why do you want me?" he asked. "We are of the organization known as the Akatsuki. We are here for your Biju," Itachi said, as Kisame was busy wrapping back Samihata up. "Why do you want the Kyuubi?" Naruto asked. "Why should we tell you anything?" Kisame said. As Itachi then spoke, "We will use you and the other Bijus to bring peace to this world," he said, as Naruto smirked when he saw Keiyashi and Shizuka behind Kisame and Itachi with their fire attacks ready to launch. "That doesn't help me or you at the moment," Naruto said. "I have already spiked my chakra, so Jiraiya will be here at any moment." "Kisame, the boy is right. We must retreat. He is coming. And I can also sense two other chakra signatures. One of them is not so much, but the other." As Itachi's eyes then went wide. "How?" he said to himself. He then looked at Kisame. "We must go." Naruto lowered his hand as Shizuka and Keiyashi moved out of the way as they rushed past. As Naruto released the Kyuubi cloak, as he then sat down, as his mother, his girlfriend, and Jiraiya appeared. "Naruto, what happened?" Sara asked. "Ah, I'm fine, Sara. I just got attacked by two new ninjas," said Naruto. "What? Naruto, what did these two ninjas look like?" Jiraiya asked. "Itachi and Kisame," Naruto responded. The room then went silent. Kushina then walked over as she punched Naruto in the head. "Naruto, you idiot! Never fight someone like those without backup. They were just toying with you," she said. "Anyway, why did they attack you, Naruto?" Jiraiya asked. "Well, they say that they want to collect all Bijus to bring peace to this ninja world," said Naruto. "Naruto, did they mention anything about the Akatsuki?" "Akatsuki?" Naruto said. "Yes, it's an organization that they are part of." "How do you know this?" Sara asked. "I have been having my spy network do a backup check on them. The organization consists of 11 or 12 members from all around the shinobi nations. All of them are labeled S rank in the bingo book," Jiraiya said. "They tend to work in pairs and they have a uniform, a long black cloak with red clouds on them." "So, what do we do now?" Sara asked. "We go get Tsunade, of course." Everyone then turned to Jiraiya. You found her? They said, as Jiraiya nodded. Well, where is she? Asked Shizuka. She's in a bar, drinking herself to no end on the other side of town. Well, let's go, Kushina said, as they all went off. In a local bar in the town, the group entered as they then looked around for Tsunade. Kushina finally spotted her as the group walked over to the table. As Tsunade was sitting with Shizune, Tsunade then looked up as she saw Jiraiya. Jiraiya, you pervert, why are you here? She yelled. We are here to bring you back to Konoha, Jiraiya said to his former teammate as he gestured to the gang. As Tsunade looked around, as her eyes then went wide. Kushina? Is that really you? She asked, as Kushina smiled and nodded. As Tsunade then slapped her as she fell to the floor. You idiot! I thought you were dead! Tsunade yelled out. Hey, don't call me that, you drunken granny, Kushina cried out. Red hair banshee, Tsunade cursed. Old woman, Kushina said, as they started to curse at each other. Do they usually act like this? Naruto asked Jiraiya. Yeah, this is just a way of them showing compassion towards each other, Jiraiya said with a grin, as Naruto looked back and saw them wrestling on the ground. You're kidding, right? Naruto asked. I'm afraid not, Naruto, Sara said. After a while they stopped fighting as Tsunade got to sober up, as Jiraiya introduced everyone else. Naruto, huh? Jiraiya, I thought you wouldn't take on another apprentice after the last one died, Tsunade said. Well, Naruto is Minato's son, Jiraiya answered, as Tsunade's eyes went wide after that information. Interesting, she said, as she then looked at Sara. Who are you, my dear? She asked. I am Reme Sara, Naruto's girlfriend, Sara said. Ah, way to go, kid, said Tsunade, as Naruto did a foxy grin, as Tsunade then looked at the two animals on the ground. Kid, you're really something. You have a damn pet dragon and a six-tailed fox, she said with wide eyes. Lucky bastard, she said, as Naruto chuckled at that, as she then looked at Naruto's tail and ears. And how are you exactly, half fox? She asked him. Kyuubi, Naruto stated, as the subject was dropped instantly. This is Shizune, she's my apprentice, Tsunade said, as Shizune gave them a smile and a wave. After that, Tsunade then brought up the big question. Why does Konoha want me back? She said. Tsunade, said Jiraiya. Sarutobi cannot defend the village at his old age. That is why he has deemed you as his successor to become the 5th Hokage. What? You want me to come back to that garbage of a village? Just to be the person to die next? She said. All of the people that become Hokage, they're all fools, throwing away their life just for the sake of the village, she said to him. Naruto immediately jumped on the table as he stared in Tsunade's eyes, as she saw his eyes flash red. Don't you ever insult the rank that your grandfather, Gigi, or most importantly, my father held. They work hard to become the Hokage for the village, and my father was the greatest of them all, Naruto yelled. Now get your damn ass up, because we're bringing you back to Konoha, Naruto said, as he took a breath out, as his eyes returned back to normal. Hold it there, kid. No one talk to me like that and get away with it, she said. Is that a challenge? Naruto said, as Tsunade narrowed her eyes. You bet I'll fight you outside, and I bet that I can beat you with only one finger. And if you win, that is a big if. I will take back what I said about Hokages. But what if you win? Naruto asked. Well, I get all your money, she said, as Naruto's sweat dropped. It's always about gambling with her, isn't it? And with that, the two of them went outside, as they stood a few feet away from each other. Why did you allow your son to fight Tsunade? Shizune asked, as she looked over at Kushina, who grinned. He's my son. What do you expect from someone who insults their dream? Kushina replied. Okay, kid, you can back out whenever you want, Tsunade said, if you don't want to get hurt. Yeah, right, Naruto said, as he dashed forward and swung a kick towards her face. She simply tilted her head. Gotcha, said Naruto, as he then used his tail as he flipped over as he dropped on the ground as his tail slapped away her leg. As he then flipped in the air and brought down his leg to do a ox kick as Tsunade rolled out of the way. As Naruto then dashed forward towards her, she then used her finger and hit him in the forehead as Naruto was sent flying back, but he stand his grounds. Alright then, no more playing around, he said, as Naruto had some bands on his legs and his arms as he pulled them off. He then threw them at Tsunade as she moved. She then heard a boom as they hit the ground, as it was weights and they created a very nice size crater in the ground. Tsunade then turned back to face him, but he was gone, as she then felt movement behind her and ducked a swift kick, as she then spun around and tried to hit Naruto in the forehead again, but he dodged it. As Naruto flipped back, as he then built a Rasengan and charged towards her, she then slammed her fist into the ground, destroying everything in the center, as she then appeared in front of Naruto as he lost control over the Rasengan, as she flicked him again, as his headband fell off, as she then rushed forward to flick him on his bare forehead this time. Naruto then pulled out the Harishin kunai, as Tsunade stopped as she looked over at Jiraiya. "You taught the kid Rasengan and Harishin?" she said with a growl. "He learned the Rasengan by himself. The Harishin he was going to learn by himself when we got you to come back," Jiraiya said in defense. Tsunade then saw Naruto throw the kunai towards her as she caught it, as Naruto then vanished, but he just reappeared 5 feet away from where he was, as Tsunade burst out in laughter. "You idiot, you need years of training to master your father's jutsu." Naruto growled as he got up, but immediately he felt a head rush. "What the hell?" he said, as he felt dizzy because of his first time using the Harishin, traveling at the speed of sound. "Hey, old woman," Naruto said, as Tsunade growled at that name. "What, you good for nothing kid?" she said. "What about we make a bet?" Naruto said, as Tsunade's ears perk up when she heard bet. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here guys. Peace.